What's up guys, leftstickrightstick here again, and we've got another team pick review for you this week. The team picks actually came a bit earlier this week on a Thursday, not on a normal Friday, and we've got a whole round of approvals for you this week. This is a Canyon by vivasjunior is what we're going to start off with. It is beautiful, that's what I'll say first. It just looks, because it's very vast and like the whole scale of things just is very fitting of LBP. The scale is very nice. You've got some really nice collectibles as well. You know, these doubloons, what it looks like, we're in the Wild West sort of setting. Wild West Canyon, that's where we are. And it's got lots of extra bits, lots of nice obstacles. There's a few, visual glitches. There's one thing that I don't really particularly like about this level is that, these hook hat sections seem a bit unnecessarily long, as well as barrel bounces. Really just, I feel like they break it up too much, the whole level. It slows things down quite a lot, and as well as just the bouncing, there's too much of it. There's too much barrel bouncing. This is not Donkey Kong. But anyway, Canyon was actually a very nice by vivasjunior. He's also got taken this this guy bathing. It's also a nice little humorous touch, and it's got just generally the obstacles. While they don't look amazing, some of the obstacles they look very simple. They just fit very well. Everything seems to blend together in a very nice way, except for the barrel bouncing. Everything else is quite nice. Another thing that is a bit annoying is doubloons. You don't know how many, you don't really know how many there are in the whole level. There's no doubloon counter, which I really, guys, if you're gonna put in some extra, special collectibles, let me know if I've collected them all. And then, the barrels, just but it looks very nice. So this is a very nice level, Canyon by vivasjunior. Next we have the Elephant Temple of the Forsaken Desert by Shooky Monster. Once again, Shooky Monster, is going to be a great creation. And apparently this is sort of another level in this sort of series of Elephant Temple-ish levels. I mean, you might recognize some of that sort of night golem thing in some of Shooky Monster's previous levels. So this is a continuation of that whole theme. But what I like the most about this level is that most people, when they use the the builder's hat, the puppet cursor, is that it's usually done in a blueprint themed sort of level. And I really like that Shooky Monster has taken the puppet cursor into this whole temple-y theme. Although I did actually mention this to Shooky Monster when I first played it. It would have been nice to just work in the puppet monster a bit better in terms of it's like a special power, that mystical power that you have, rather than actually seeing the puppet builder's hat and stuff. But never mind, it's still very good. It's got some really nice smart obstacles that was used throughout the whole of the level, and there's also a multiplayer element in this as well. So that's also, it's always great to see creators thinking about, what if you're not just playing on your own? So that's also another plus to this whole level. There were a few issues, you replushed it a few times, but there's lots of really nice cool obstacles, some which you'd be familiar with a puppet cursor level, some not so familiar, because they're all just, it flows very, even though it's a puppet cursor level, it does flow quite well. It doesn't slow you down too much using the puppet cursor, which is a nice touch. And then there's really interesting bits that you wouldn't really normally associate with puppet cursor. Definitely a very well deserved team pick here. One of my favourite of this week's, or recent times as well. Then lastly we have Desert Disaster by Z109190. I think I said those numbers in the right order, but this is actually quite an old level, unlike the other two which were a bit more recent. But this is pretty much an overdue team pick. This is an amazing level. Once again, we're in like a desert theme today. Today we seem to be in quite a a dry theme, even though it's like winter. We should be all wet and snowy. We're having like deserts and dryness this whole week for team picks. But the obstacles are very ingenious. I really like sort of the 3D aspect of all the levels that are used in this whole level. I mean, there's like all the obstacles that they use a whole 3D movement to them. It's not just like a static 2D thing. They move between layers, these obstacles, which is just so inspired. It's an amazing level. And what I really like about it is sort of Z1 numbers has done it in a very nice way, and sort of it's like layers in a pyramid. You're going down in layers, so it's sort of that helps provide a little element of story, even though there is no actual narrative. It sort of makes you feel like there's some sort of progression going on, which is amazing. It's very well thought out, I think. definitely deserving of a team pick, this one. And I'm surprised it's taken this long to even get team pick, because the obstacles are pretty unique in this level, and it's just everything flows so nicely, and you can go through it very, very quickly if you just don't die, really. And I like that, even though he's using all the same bits and pieces again and again, which actually is, it's a tip to bring down the thermo, it doesn't really feel so samey, just because of the smart way he's used. He's made obstacles. It just doesn't feel as samey as it would normally if you just kept using the same stuff. So this is actually very, very nicely done. So I hope you enjoyed the team picks this week. Click that like button if you did, and subscribe to Left and Right Stick for more amazing LittleBigPlanet community levels. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about these team picks this week, and I hope you enjoyed them all.